What is up, everyone? It is your girl China, aka China One, and welcome to my castle. Today we're going to be seeing what does your family really think about you, okay? And so this is a pick a card, so of course you have to pick a card. So for group 1, we have Panther Spirit, Reclaim Your Power. For group 2, we have Frog Spirit, Clear Out the Clutter. And for group 3, we have Cow Spirit, The Miracles Are Endless. Okay, so you guys are going to pick a card, and then you're going to go in the description to find your group, which is group 1, 2, or 3. But the groups will also be in the info cards up here. Okay, so without further ado, I will see you there. What is up, my group 2s? If you guys chose Frog Spirit, Clear Out the Clutter, then congratulations, you have found your group, and we're just going to get right into what does your family really think about you, okay? So first we have the Page of Emotions in reverse, clarified by the Ace of Materials. Okay, so off rip, your family thinks that you need to be more emotionally vulnerable and emotionally open. And it's interesting because a lot of you are going to be like, what? Like, I'm literally the most emotional person that there is in the family. And that's true. But okay, so follow up with Temperance, clarified by the Ten of Materials. A lot of the time you're using your emotional vulnerability to help others. So it's like you're the person most likely that like ties everyone together, keeps everyone together. So when people in your family aren't talking, you're like the middle person. You're like the middleman. They come to you with what they think, and then you kind of, facilitate like arguments and conversations, or you pass messages along to them until they feel like they're really ready to talk to each other. But either way, your family thinks that not only do some of them want you to be more vulnerable with them, but they kind of want you to pay more attention to your own life, because obviously everybody has their own problems, but it's like you in particular tend to use like other people's problems to distract yourself from your own. And it's not like a malicious thing or negative particularly. It's just more of a like, you could be experiencing so much more out of your life, but instead you're kind of living vicariously through other people, because there are a lot of things in your own life you're like really scared to pay attention to. You're scared to solidify because you're like, it's almost like how a kid hides under the covers from a monster. You're like, if I don't see it, it's not there. But like, yeah, it's still there. And then we have the Priestess, clarified by the Nine of Inspiration in reverse. That's another thing. So your family thinks that you have like really amazing gifts, spiritual gifts, but just in general, a lot of them tend to see you as somewhat of like an angel, or just like, somebody that's so emotionally inclined, somebody that's just so smart, intelligent in all of the ways, like emotionally, everything. They think you're book smart, like all of it. But it's just like they think that you're just too scared to put it to some use other than for them. They're like, and it's interesting because there seems to be a split here with family, as far as family that like wants to keep you all to themselves and kind of continue to use your powers. And then there are other family members that like wants you to put it to use for outside of them, or even just for yourself, but they're like, they want you to kind of pursue it more because maybe you could even monetize it one day. Or even if you don't want to do that, it's just like you could help a lot of other people, which might even satisfy you too, because despite the fact that right now you're using these powers that you have to run away from your own troubles, it's like you do actually genuinely love to help people. And so you're kind of like torn between it, because you're like, no, I probably could never make it doing this for more people than just my family, but it's like your family disagrees with you. At least part of them do. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Emotions. Yep, there you go. Ignoring your problems or running from them. And then we have the Ace of Emotions in reverse. Yeah. And it's like, the interesting thing about it is you're very aware. Some of you might even, study psychology, not necessarily in school, but just like, offhand research here and there. But some of you like have actual book knowledge of a lot of the things that happens emotionally, as far as trauma goes and childhood upbringing and things of that nature. And it's like you don't ever apply this stuff to your own life. It's almost as if you don't have the patience for it. Yeah, with Temperance, it's like you only have the patience for your family. You don't have the patience for your own nonsense somehow. You're like, I don't want to deal with that. You're like, I just can't right now. I just can't. So it's like, and you all might often not like to spend time at your own house by yourself. Some of you are frequently inviting other family members or close friends over to your place. If your family members need a place to stay for a little while, you're the first to be like, hey, come on in. The doors are open. Or you're frequently at another family member's house, helping them clean, helping with kids, like all types of things. But it's like you can never just sit by yourself in your own space because you're like, I don't know what I'm going to see. I don't know what I'm going to think about, and I don't want to think about it. It's really that simple. So there's a lot of your family that sees these behaviors and they're like, they wish that you just go off on a trip somewhere by yourself. Go on a vacation. They're like, you deserve it. You're not the family therapist, but somehow you've like self-appointed yourself as that. And so they're like, there's so much more out there for you. There's so much life, and they want you to find genuine love from other people. Because they're like, sometimes even the family, it's not genuine. Sometimes it's purely like, what can you do for me based. And they're like, they want you to go out and they want somebody to see how much of an angel you are and not just them. All right, let's get into Oracle. So we have White Raven Spirit. Trust the magic. Trust your magic, more importantly. Because a lot of you tend to deny it. You're like, oh no, like there's nothing special about what I do. This is actually very simple, but it's not. Not everybody is empathetic. Not everybody can feel other people's emotions so intensely. And most importantly, not everybody uses their powers for good. So you kind of, other people, might think they're joking, like, oh, you have powers, and because you're just like, what? Like, powers? I'm literally not doing anything but listening to you. And it's like, no, like this is magic. This is magic. And it's like, you not believing in it stems from you not really believing in yourself and believing that you're special, but you are. And then we have Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. So this is where I see the split at, as well as what I was talking about. Some of your family members are like, yeah, like, come help me. Like, yeah, I will live with you. Yeah, I will live with you for as long as possible before our other family members start saying something, because you probably won't. But then when it comes to that split, those family members that actually want to like be the one to help you, they're kind of like, hey, you need to start telling people no. They think that you need to, stop adding more, clear the clutter. Here, they're like, they want you to stop adding more junk to your life. They're like, you deserve better than that. You're more than what you can do for people. Like, you're way more than that. And they think you just keep adding all this stuff to your plate so you don't have to ever really look at what's going on in here. And then we have Wombat Spirit, be at home. Just what I was talking about. Like, when you're at home, just be there, just vibe. Like, it's your space, you have to make it yours. But you're so insistent on, adding everybody else into the mix because, like I said, you don't want to deal with what's in here, but your family is like, you have to. because that's the only way you're going to live. Right now, you're living for others, you're living through others, and, you know, bottom line is your family, some of them are not happy about it. And we have on the bottom of the deck, Moth Spirit, Surrender Now. And we have Porcupine Spirit, Time for a Beginner Mind. And a lot of you, it just comes down to that you've seen too much. Or, yeah, for some of you, it's that you've seen too much. And so now you're like paralyzed with fear to experience things on your own. Some of you, it's that you've experienced too much, and so now you're just paralyzed with fear to continue going. You're like, no, I don't want to keep doing these things. I don't want to experience anything else. I'll just live vicariously through others, because when I experience it myself, it hurts too bad. But the thing is, your family is like, you can do it, and there are many of them that will support you, even the ones that are kind of on the more like slick trying to use you side. But you know how family is, it's not really malicious, but still, even they will support you intensely if you decide all of a sudden like, hey, I want to get out there and start living again. So essentially, it's like you need to kind of start over. You need to unvictimize yourself and, you know, understand and settle inside of your fear. Not settle, I don't want to say that, because that's what you're doing already, but kind of understand and face your fear so that you can move forward without feeling like, you know, everything's gonna hurt you too bad. In conclusion, my group 2s, your family just, they think that you need to get out there, get out in this world. And some of you might have had an early start in the world, so now you act like you're about 70. You're like, yeah, I've experienced enough. I've seen enough. I don't want to see anymore. But no, you can't. There's too much life to live, and your family thinks that you're just so gifted. You're such a blessing to this earth, and you know, they want other people to experience you, and they want you to experience other people. So yeah. But that is all that I have for you today in my group 2s. If you're going to pick another group, I will see you there. If not, like if you want to, comment if you want to, subscribe if you want to, maybe even share. And I will see y'all next time. Bye.